Dental school tuition is completely absurd. In 2021, the cost of dental school tuition exceeds the cost of veterinary school, medical school, and expensive MBA programs. In this video, we're going to compare different dental school tuition rates across the country and in Canada. Coming up. Hey everyone, Stephen Hack here with Career Watch, where we help you with your career search. If you end up enjoying the video, hit that thumbs up to support the channel. If you're a dental school student or you are a dentist, definitely leave a comment below. Let us know what your experience was going to dental school, or if you are in dental school, let us know what it's like. Before I get into this video, first I want to state that I do not want to discourage anyone from becoming a dentist. As I shared in my Becoming a Dentist video, there's a lot of reasons to become a dentist in 2021. Dentists are seeing fantastic wage growth pretty much every single year. They have high entrepreneurship rates. A lot of dentists have the ability to open their own practice and work their own hours. Unlike doctors, dentists aren't on call, so they tend to have a better quality of life. And in 2019, the average base salary for a general dentist was around $178,000 per year for an employed general dentist. And last time we checked, there's actually a pretty severe shortage of not only dentists, but orthodontists and oral surgeons. There are a number of really great reasons to become a dentist in 2021. But one of the biggest barriers to becoming a dentist is dental school tuition rates, which are ridiculous. So let's get into the video. The first set of data I'm going to show you is private dental school tuition and fees. I randomly selected 5 private dental schools, and these are their tuition and fees added together. These numbers do not include the cost of healthcare and the cost of room and board. Within our private sample of private dental school programs, our cheapest one was A.T. Still University, where tuition and fees were around $370,000 over 4 years, whereas the most expensive one was the University of Southern California, where tuition and fees over 4 years amounted to $419,000. We took the average of the 5 and we found that the average 4-year cost of private dental schools for tuitions and fees was $398,000. Next, we're comparing the estimated 4-year cost of public dental schools across the country. We did the same thing as we did before. We randomly selected 5 public dental schools across the country. This is the estimated 4-year cost of public dental schools, and it only includes tuition and fees. As you can see, out-of-state tuition is way more expensive than in-state tuition. We looked at Indiana University, South Carolina University, Stony Brook, University of Nevada, and University of Washington, all public dental schools. The average out-of-state cost was $405,137. Meanwhile, the average in-state cost was $276,157. So in-state tuition for public American dental schools is almost $130,000 cheaper over 4 years than out of state, with the cheapest of the 5 being Indiana University. And this is kind of interesting. Canada and the United States actually have a reciprocity agreement. If you graduated from a Canadian dental school, you actually have the ability to practice in the United States and vice versa. So if you graduated from an American dental school, you also have the ability to practice dentistry in Canada. So I sampled only 3 Canadian dental schools, and the blue line is in the Canadian currency and the orange line is in USD, basically US dollars. So even the Canadian universities are pretty pricey, where the average came to about $351,000 USD. And a quick note about Canadian dental programs, they only accept a certain amount of international students. So it's probably extremely challenging to get into some of these dental school programs. You probably have to have perfect grades and a really competitive resume. So we've looked at all 4. We've looked at in-state dental school tuition, out-of-state dental school tuition, Canadian dental school tuition, and private school dental tuition. We can compare all of them. This is kind of what it looks like. As you can see, going to an in-state school is significantly cheaper than going to a Canadian school, a private school, and especially going to an out-of-state public school. So we can actually compare all 4: in-state dental school tuition versus Canadian versus private versus out-of-state dental school tuition. We found that in-state dental school tuition is significantly cheaper than all of the other ones. And what's weird is paying for out-of-state dental school tuition is actually more expensive than both paying for a private school or paying for a Canadian school. So ultimately, the average among all 4 was around $357,000 for 4-year cost of dental school tuition, which is just tuition and fees. And because this just includes tuition and fees, many dental school students will end up having far greater debt than this number. Paying for housing, paying for healthcare, and other miscellaneous expenses can really vary depending on where in the country you are. In our sample, we found that the cheapest option was Indiana University and the University of Nevada. In both these places, not only is dental school cheaper, but the cost of living is also much cheaper. So when you estimate the total debt incurred over 4 years, you definitely have to include housing, you definitely have to include healthcare, and then you also have to worry about the interest rates on your debt. For many graduate students, they end up having to pay 6 or 7% interest on their debt, which can really add up. Smartasset.com has actually a pretty cool calculator where you can look at how much you'll pay on a certain amount of debt with a certain interest rate. For a loan amount of around $357,000 at a 7% interest rate paid over $10, you would end up paying about $4,150 every single month. Granted, the average base salary for an employed dentist is $178,000 per year, but still paying $4,000 a month is pretty rough. So I really hope this video helped you out. Definitely check out some of my other dentist videos if you're interested in either becoming a general dentist, an orthodontist, or an oral surgeon. It's still a great idea to become a dentist in 2021. Just keep in mind that the debt load can be pretty severe. Are you interested in becoming a dentist in 2021 or sometime in the future? Let us know in the comments below. What school are you interested in? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.